What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today we're going to be opening up the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Star Deck Link Strike for you guys. So of course, this is the brand new Star Deck that's just been released for 2017, and includes the brand new rules for Yu-Gi-Oh! And of course, a lot of big changes for the game as well. So first off, this includes the brand new Link monsters. You guys can see Decode Talker on the front of it, as well as Yusaku. So for Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, he is our new main character, and basically from this, we're getting a new form of summoning. We have a brand new layout for the playmats and everything too, and just rules on how you can summon monsters from the extra deck and different things too. Like we actually have the extra monster zone and stuff, which you'll see on the new playmat, and just a lot of changes. So I definitely recommend people picking up this Star Deck, especially if you're brand new to the game. It's a great time to get into the game now because everyone's going to be kind of, new to these brand new rules. And of course, if you're coming back to the game too, this will help you learn about Link summoning. So of course, on the back here is a card list for it and everything too, showing off, of course, the new Cyberse monsters as well. And let's open this up. Of course, Stu got this from BigNCollectibles. Be sure to check them out. Link in the description. Yeah, a lot to talk about on this one. There we go. Make sure I got everything out of the box. Set that to the side. So first off, we have our beginner's guide, so a rule book basically for you. So you'll definitely want to check this out because it does explain Link summoning and basically all the rules. I think it goes through everything. I'm sure it goes through, normal summoning, everything. I don't know if it goes through, of course, pendulum summoning, all that stuff too, since it's mainly about Link summoning. I don't know if it actually goes through all that info. But you guys probably know. Okay, it does. It goes through pendulum monster stuff. Good. I was hoping it would because obviously it's for beginners, but you never know. Alright, we also have our brand new playmat. Let me unfold this because I'm going to use the background, seeing as this is a big change for the playmat. Alright, so first off, I unfolded the playmat. I thought I would show you guys the changes that have happened with the playmat. So, as you guys can see, the layout doesn't look too drastically different, but the thing you might notice right off the bat is that now we have the extra monster zones, you guys can see. The reason they're half on the playmat isn't because, the playmat's too small, it's that you share these zones with your opponent. So if they have a playmat just like this, think about like a mirrored image. Well, of course, since you're sharing the zones, your opponent will have the other half, of the zone itself on their playmat. So, these zones, you can summon your monsters from the extra deck, you summon your Link monsters, that kind of stuff too. And of course, once you have Link monsters in your side of the field, you can actually use your main monster zones then for other extra deck monsters. But that's how you start off, basically, is one of the big rule changes. So you can't just pendulum summon everything from your extra deck, and then, fill up all your zones. No, you have to actually use the extra monster zones and, of course, build off that. So it does actually matter now where you place your monsters and spells and traps. So remember that as well. Also, of course, you may notice that the pendulum zones are right here now. You have them in the spell and trap card zones. You can still use these for spells and traps. That doesn't change on anything. They still count as those zones. But if you're using a deck that uses pendulum monsters, and you actually are setting up the scale with pendulums, then you're going to place them here and here. So, in a way, it was a nerf to pendulums because you can't, you don't have the same amount of spells and trap zones. So you can't, if you're using these zones for your pendulum monsters, then obviously you just have 3 spell or trap card zones where you can place cards. There you go. Of course, you're not using pendulums or anything, though. Doesn't matter. These are still spell or trap card zones for you. That does not change at all for you. You can still, fill up with all mirror forces or whatever. I'm just using an example, but yeah, these are still zones for you. That doesn't go away for all of us. Everything else, too, is basically the same. I mean, like I said, you have the main monster zone now, so that means basically you can't summon monsters from the extra deck to these zones unless you have a Link monster that then, sets it up for you. Of course, you still have your graveyard, deck zone, extra deck, and field zone. So, and that's really the only main changes to this. So, nothing too drastic, but it will be very confusing if you haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, or if you're getting back into the game, especially from the original series, you're going to be really confused. So, be sure to read through the beginner's guide. Anyway, though, let's go on ahead and go through the cards themselves. Let me get the plastic off these real quick. Alright, so I fought through the plastic real quick, got our cards out of it, so I'm going to go through all the cards that are in the Star Deck first off, and then afterwards we'll explain Link summoning, basically how you Link summon, what's the difference between a Link monster and any other monster, and all that kind of stuff too. That way you guys understand all that. Also, I put a pillow over there to kind of get rid of some of the glare, because I was having a lot of glare at the beginning of the video. So, anyway, let's go through them. First off, we have Link Slayer. It's a brand new effect monster. It's ultra rare. You can see how the level and the attribute are actually holographic, so it looks pretty awesome. Basically, it's an easy to summon level 5 monster. It's kind of like a Cyber Dragon, really. It's what it reminds me of. So, also, it's one of the brand new Cyberse cards. You may notice that it's a new type of monster. Basically, it's what the main character uses, and you're going to need Cyberse monsters to help you bring out a lot of your Link monsters. Afterwards, we have Decode Talker. This is the other ultra rare. It's also a Cyberse, and it's your main Link monster. As you can tell just from looking at it, there's a lot of things different about it from other monsters you've seen in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you haven't seen Link monsters before, yeah, it's going to look a lot different from the others. So I'll explain all that here in just a second after we go through the cards. We also have Ram Clouder. Then we have Honeybot, another Link monster you're getting from this time as a super rare, and then also Link Spider. So you're getting 3 super rares and 2 ultra rares right off at the beginning. Of course, 3 of those being Link monsters. So we'll go through all those here in a second. Then afterwards we have Bitron, another one of the new cards, Cyberse normal monster, and Drag Connect, which is another Cyberse effect monster for you. Afterwards, just a lot of good reprints and stuff. So you have Galaxy Serpent, Mystery Shell Dragon, Beast King Barbaros, Cyber Dragon, Photon Thrasher, Extron Universe. Then we have one of the Evil Swarms, basically. Let's see, Marauding Captain, Sangan. Yeah, Sangan is back with its new effect and everything, so that's pretty cool. Then we have Curry Bandit. That's a pretty good reprint, actually, for this. Let's see, Marshmelon, then Card D, Raikou, Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, and Effect Veiler. Like, all 3 of those are really good, too. Like, you have 2 of them that can protect you, and then Effect Veiler, just get rid of those effects. So, very nice reprint. Then afterwards, we have another brand new card. This one is for Link monsters, basically. It's a brand new field spell for them. So, yeah, it helps out Link monsters. Then we also have Monster Incarnation, Dark Hole, Mystical Space Typhoon, Book of Moon, Forbidden Lance, United We Stand, Pot of Duality, Burden of the Mighty, Supply Squad, and Terraforming. And then, of course, right after that, we have our trap cards, which are Jar of Avarice, Call of the Haunted, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Ring of Destruction, Bombless Trap Hole, Compulsory Evacuation Device, Fiendish Chain, and Dark Bribe. So, there you go. Those are all the cards that you'll be getting in the starter deck. So, a lot of good choices, too. I mean, the spells and the traps are all really good. You're getting, like, Mirror Force and Terraforming and all kinds of really useful cards for you. So, for being a starter deck, it actually has a really good spell and trap card lineup. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. But yeah, like I said, those are all the cards you're going to be getting from the starter deck. Let's go on ahead and go through our Link monsters and, explain to you guys how they work and what's the difference between them and other monsters that we already have in the game. So first off, we're going to be using Decode Talker as our main example for everything we talk about on Link monsters because it is the main card for the starter deck. So first off, you may notice that it does not have a level or a rank. Well, Link monsters don't have levels or ranks, so any cards that involve that won't affect them because they simply just don't have those. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. That's the reason I don't have any stars up there. Then also, you may notice that Link monsters do not have defense. That's because Link monsters cannot go into defense mode or even like face down. They have to be face up attack. They cannot go to defense. If a card is activated that tries to switch them to defense, it just won't work on them. It's just that simple because they can't go to defense. Instead, it shows their link on there, which Decode Talker has a link of 3. Basically what this means is that you need 3 monsters to link summon Decode Talker. That's how it works. Also, too, you may have noticed the arrows. These are the link arrows that it has. Of course, there are plenty of different arrows that you can have on a Link monster. For Decode Talker, he has one at the top, the bottom left, and the bottom right. There's also a spot for one at the bottom, then the left, top right. Of course, different Link monsters will have different Link arrows, as you'll see with even the other 2 Link monsters we have in the starter deck. So, for Decode Talker, though, it's at the top, the bottom left, and bottom right. So basically what this means is that whenever you have a monster that is connected to it, which it points to on that zone, then that zone is open for other extra deck monsters, and the monster that is there is linked to it. So how does all that work? Alright, so first off, I'm just going to show you guys how you can summon this card just plain and simple. We'll have like a quick scenario. Alright, so to summon Decode Talker, first off, you have to see that it has the link of 3. Like I said, that means it needs 3 monsters. Also, right there above the effect, it says it has 2+ effect monsters. So basically, you have to have effect monsters as part of the Link summon. So with this, for this example, we're going to be saying that you have already summoned Link Slayer, you have Ram Clouder, and then also Drag Connect. So basically, you already have those in your subfield, so it actually does matter where you place them when you actually summon them. Then after that, to Link Summon, you link all of these, you get rid of them then, send them to the graveyard, and then you are Link Summoning Decode Talker in the extra monster zone. That's where it goes. You know, this is before you've summoned anything else, you just started the duel, you already had your 3 monsters out there, and then you Link Summoned. So that means now that you have a Link monster inside the field, it opens up more spots for you to summon other monsters from the extra deck. Because like I said at the beginning, in these extra monster zones, which you can choose either one, by the way, I'm just going with this one. You can even go in this one. It doesn't matter. Just, you get to choose. But from that now, you have more than one zone where you can actually special summon other monsters from the extra deck. Because with Decode Talker, like I said, it has the Link arrow at the bottom left and the bottom right. So that means it points to these 2 main monster zones. What that means is that these 2 main monster zones now can have monsters summoned to them from the extra deck. So that means that for this example, since we have these next to us, you could actually then Link Summon Honeybot and then also Link Spider in these zones. You know, that's what it does. It opens it up because otherwise you only have your extra monster zone to summon monsters from the extra deck. So that's what a Link monster does. It gives you more zones to do that. And of course, another way you can link summon a monster like the Code Talker is, first off, you can see that at the bottom right, it has the link of 3. So you can see right down there. Then, of course, you can actually link summon it with another link monster. So that means that you have to add up to get to 3. So for this example, let's say you link summon a monster and it is Honeybot, alright? Well, Honeybot is the link of 2, as you can see from it in the bottom right, alright? So basically that helps you with link summoning a higher link monster, because then you just need one additional monster to go along with it. So let's say you just summon Honeybot, it goes to the extra monster zone for this example. Then we also summoned Link Slayer right afterwards. Then you have the monsters right now to meet the requirements for Decode Talker, because it requires 2 effect monsters, and then it also has to add up to the link of 3. Well, both of these are counted as effect monsters. Even though it's a link, it still has an effect, so it counts for that. And also, Honeybot has the link of 2. Then you have an effect monster, which doesn't have a link, so it just counts as a link of 1. So, 1 plus 2 equals 3. So you can actually get rid of both of these then, to then link summon Decode Talker, and that's another way you can bring it out. So basically, lower link monsters can help you bring up higher link monsters as well. It's kind of like a way of leveling them up, if you want to think of it like that. But remember, they still have their specific requirements. So for Decode Talker, it still needs 2 effect monsters. So you can't like have a monster that has the link of 3, like Decode Talker. You can't like get rid of that to summon another one. You know what I mean? You still have to hit that requirement. And yeah, that's how you can summon a link monster. Also, to remember that what a link monster mainly does, it just makes it so you have more zones to summon things from your extra deck. So that includes the synchros, fusions, exceeds, pendulums that are in your extra deck, and that kind of stuff. So if you don't have a link monster, then you only have one zone where you can summon those monsters. So there you go. So you could summon like Clearwing, for example, and that's it. That's your only synchro monster. It's only one from your extra deck. You can still only normal and special summon monsters from the from your hand and stuff to the main monster zone, but extra deck monsters can't be there. Link monsters open up those zones. So if you summon Decode Talker, you have these zones open up, which then can have monsters from the extra deck. So for another example afterwards, let's say then you link summon Honeybot. Well, since it lines up right there, that zone is open for an extra deck monster, which Honeybot then can actually be summoned there, and then its arrows will point to other zones. So now you have this zone and this zone that you can use for your extra deck. So basically, now you have 3 other zones from just link summoning 2 link monsters. And then, of course, I wanted to talk about Link Spider real quick, too, since we haven't really brought it up. Link Spider is probably the easiest one to bring out. It just needs 1 normal monster. So basically, for it, we have Bitron, then just, let's say you summoned it, then you can get rid of it, then to link summon into Link Spider. So, yeah, you meet the requirements of that, there you go. And of course, Honeypot was another one that's pretty easy to bring out because it just requires, 2 Cyberse monsters for it, and it's a link of 2. So basically what that means is it could be Bitron, for example, because, it can be normal, doesn't matter, it just has to be a Cyberse monster, and also Link Slayer, Link Summon, of course, into Honeybot. So you get rid of those to the graveyard, and then you're able to go for Honeybot and your extra monster zones. So the other 2 are actually really easy to bring out, not a problem. Decode Talker is the only one that requires a little bit more effort, but again, if you're using a link monster to help out, you can summon it easily. You can pretty much like link summon 3 or 4 times easily during your turn if you have the monsters to do it. So you can even see in the anime now, like we're within like the 6th episode, I think, and there are already like multiple link summonings happening, within a turn. So really, once you get that going, it's not too hard to do. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about these rule changes and link monsters and stuff too. Do you like them? Do you not like them so much? I feel like a lot of people out there are not going to like them, and I understand why too. But of course, we have a new form of summoning now, and I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen to the game because of this. So just tell me what you guys think if you plan on trying out link monsters, or if you're going to try to go without them. I mean, there's still plenty of decks that can probably do well enough without them too. I mean, basically, anything that involves ritual monsters probably won't even need anything, that involves link summoning because they can just ritual summon and they're not from the extra deck. So there you go. They don't really have to worry about all of these changes. So just let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And of course, if you have any questions about link summoning, new rules and everything, be sure to ask them in the comments below, and I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. Also, of course, like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, because of course, anything new that comes out for Yu-Gi-Oh we do openings on. We open up the Japanese version of the starter deck, what was it, in April? I think? Yeah, I think it came out in April. So be sure to subscribe, stay updated with everything Yu-Gi-Oh, and of course I will catch you guys later. See ya.